Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so we should start now. So, guys, I want the session to be interactive. Okay, and let me just brief you about myself. I'm Samir, and I'll be faculty for this ADF. So, I have around 10 years of experience in IT and 3+ years on this Azure data engineering. Okay, so let's start with this. So, guys, Azure Data Factory. So, what is Azure Data Factory? So, before this, we'll try to brief out even what is a Azure Data Engineering first. Okay, then we will come to this Azure Data Factory. Okay, so the Azure Data Engineering Azure Data Engineering. So, guys, the Azure Data Engineering is nothing but it is a bunch of all the services. Okay, it is a bunch of all services clubbed together. Okay, is called as a Azure Data Engineering. So, Azure is nothing but a name given by the Microsoft to market their products or market their services. That is nothing but market their cloud services. Market their cloud services. So, Azure is nothing but the name given by the Microsoft to market their cloud services. Whereas the data is nothing but information. And when we talk about the engineering, application of various techniques on the data using the Microsoft Azure. Okay. Whereas the Azure Data Engineering is the collection of the following services which are inbuilt or packed into the Azure Data Engineering. Those are, the first one is called as a data integration. Then we have the data migration. Then we have the data summarization. And then we have the data visualization. Okay, guys, these are all the services we have into this Azure Data Engineering. Okay, whereas under this we have the following, that is called as the Azure Data Factory is the main, and the next one we have the Azure Databricks. Then we have the Azure Synapse. And then we have the Azure Artificial Intelligence. And then we have the Azure Machine Learning, etc. These are all the services which are available into the Azure Data Engineering. The Azure Data Engineering is the combination of all the services. And under this, we have the Azure Data Factory is there, Azure Databricks is there, Synapse is there, Artificial Intelligence, and the Machine Learning. These are all the things we have it into this Azure Data Engineering. Now, today, we'll start with the Azure Data Factory. So, what is a Azure Data Factory? Let us try to understand this basically. So, guys, everyone, the Azure Data Factory is nothing but it is a service provided by the Microsoft. Azure Data Engineering is the service provided by the Microsoft, provided by the Microsoft So the Azure Data Factory is a service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of the following. What is that? That is nothing but data integration, data migration, and data summarization. These are all the things we can do it using the Azure Data Factory. Okay, using the Azure Data Factory, we can do the following things. Okay, guys. So before we understand all these, before we understand what is what is basically the data integration is, what is data migration, and what is data summarization, let us start from the scratch level here. Okay. So first of all, we have to understand what is a cloud service, basically. Cloud service. And what is on-premises. Okay, so basically the Azure Data Factory is a cloud service provided by the Microsoft. Okay, one of the cloud service you can say, because under the Azure Data Engineering you have many more services are there, whereas Azure Data Factory is one of the cloud services provided by the Microsoft. Okay, provided by the Microsoft. So before we move ahead, let us try to understand first of all what is a on-premises and what is an on-premises and what is a cloud service. Basically, guys, let's take an example here. Okay, we all use the mobile phones. Yes, guys, we all use the mobile phones. Am I right, everyone? Yeah, guys, I want an interactive session. I want everyone to interact. Yes, please tell me. Do we all use the mobile phones, guys?
Yes.
So as we all use the mobile phones, when we talk about the mobile phone, whenever you buy a mobile phone, you will get this mobile phone with an inbuilt memory. Am I right? Inbuilt
Yes.
memory. Everyone will get the inbuilt memory. Let us say, according to the mobile brand, we get it. Suppose you're taking a normal Android phone, something. So you may get 16 GB or you may get the 32 GB, etc. Based on the mobile, you will get this GB. That means what? You can store up to 16 GB within your mobile phone, or else you can also store the data up to 32 GB into your mobile phone. Suppose you have the data more than this. Suppose you have the data, guys, suppose you have the data, 500 GB data is there. 500 GB data is there. You wanted to store this. So now the data which you wanted to store in your mobile phone is 500 GB, whereas the available capacity of your mobile phone is 34 or 16 GB respectively. Whereas if you have more than this, what you will do? Generally, we go for the SD card. We will install an SD card. We will buy an SD card and we try to store the data. But the SD cards, you will get it for 64 GB or etc. etc. Okay. But suppose you got the SD card of 500 GB also. Okay, that is fine. You have installed it, and now you are able to use this 500 GB data plus the 16 or the 32 GB data, which is the inbuilt data in your mobile phone. But now, suppose you have to store more than this data. Suppose you have to store more than this 500 GB data. That is, you have to store around 900 GB of the data. What is the alternative you have it? Again, either you have to upgrade buy a new SD card, or else the other way is that you have to upgrade your mobile, that is nothing but SD card, or else the other way is that we require to store the data into some alternative. So what is it alternative? Generally nowadays, we use the data and we store the data into the Google Drive. Am I right, everybody? We store the
Yes.
data into the Google Drive, basically. So whereas what is this Google Drive? Google Drive is nothing but basically the cloud data. Google Drive is nothing but the cloud data. We store the data into the cloud environment. Whenever you store the data into the Google Drive, that means you store the data into the cloud environment. We store the data into the cloud environment. We store the data into the cloud environment. So now, guys, what are the advantages of storing the data into the cloud environment? Just tell me now. What are the advantages you have it? The first one is that accessing of data. The first one is what? Accessing of data. Accessing of data. So whereas the accessing of data will become more easier, that means irrespective of the location, irrespective of the device, you can access the data from anywhere, from the anywhere world. Okay, tomorrow you have been to US, so from there you can access the data whenever we use the Google Drive. So if you store the data into the Google Drive, we can just log in tomorrow from any place and see the data, access the data. That is, accessing of data will become more easier. So that is the reason why we go for the Google Drive. The second reason is that, what is that? Security. Who will take care of the security of your data? How the data will be secured? The data security will be the responsibility of the Google. Am I right? Google will take care of your data. Everything, there is security, everything will be taken care by the Google. So you need not worry about the security of this. And the third one is, what is that? You have it, unlimited storage. You can store the data into this unlimited. Unlimited means what? So up to whatever the data you want, you can store it. Whereas by default, the Google Drive provides you to store the data up to, what's it, 15 GB only. But whereas if you have the data more than 15 GB, you can buy the Google Drive and store the data. That's it. You can store the data. So we can, basically, these are the three reasons why we go with the Google Drive. Whereas, guys, your Google Drive is nothing but, this is called as your cloud data. This is called your what? Cloud service. Google, whatever it is providing, that is nothing but on the Google Drive. This is called as a cloud service, basically. This is a cloud service. Whereas the data which you have it in your mobile phone or in your SD card, this is called as what? On-premises data. On-premises data. That means what? The disadvantage or the demerit of the on-premises data is that, okay, the on-premises data, demerit of the on-premises data is that whenever you have the data onto the on-premises environment, whenever you have the data onto the on-premises environment, that is in your mobile phones or in your SD card, you cannot access this data from wherever you want, because that is restricted only to your mobile phone or the SD card. Okay. And whereas the next one is security. Security is your own responsibility. Security is your own responsibility. You have to take care of the security of the data. Whereas the third reason is what? That is unlimited. There is no unlimited storage. That means you can store up to the maximum of the storage available with your SD card or the mobile phone. So whatever the limit is given, 100 GB, 200 GB, 500 GB, up to that data you can store it into a mobile phone. So generally, even nowadays, we are preferring to store the data into the Google Drive rather than storing the data into a mobile phone. Why? Because of the following reasons. Am I right? So slowly, as an individual, we are moving from the on-premises to what is that? Cloud. In the same way, all the enterprises, all the business, all the corporates are also moving the data from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment. So moving of data from the on-premises to the cloud environment is called as the data migration. It is called as what? Data migration. This is called as a service called what, guys? Data migration. So basically, data migration is nothing but moving the data from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment. Moving the data from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment is called as what? Data migration. Okay. So now, guys, the next one, you have what is that? Data. What is that? Okay. What is a data summarization and what is data integration? Let us try to see this. So before we understand what is the data summarization, guys, why do we perform the data summarization? Let us try to understand this first. Okay. So you will get the data. Generally, you will have the data. Data means what, guys? Information. Data means what? Information. So data is nothing but the information you get it. So always you will have the information. So we can say that the data is nothing but the information. The data is nothing but what? Information. So information, you always get the data. That is nothing but information. You always get the information or the data. Whereas this data has to be, the data has to be, the data has to be converted. The data has to be converted towards it. So ultimately the data you will get it. So whatever the type of business you have it, you get the data. You convert this data into the information ultimately. Then on the information you apply the knowledge. So whereas this process of conversion of data into the information, then information to the knowledge, this is called as a process of, yes guys, this is called as a, this is nothing but called as what? Business intelligence. It is called as what? BI. That is called as what? Business intelligence. Conversion of data into the information, then the information to the knowledge. So this is a part of what is that? This is the part of what is that? Data summarization. This is the part of what? Data summarization. Now, guys, every business has the data. Am I right? Every business has the data. So what do you mean by data? Data is nothing but the basic part of the business. That is nothing but data. So now, guys, you all might have registered for this ADF on the link. Am I right? So whenever you register on the link, what is the information they will ask you? They will ask your name, they'll ask your email ID, okay, then they will ask your mobile number, then they will ask okay, the city from where you are, and all that, even the the course interested, course you want, all these are the informations that you might have filled up already in the application form which is there in the online. So whereas this is called as the data, guys. This is called as what? Data. This is called as data. So now, guys, conversion of this data into the information. Conversion of this data into what is it? Information. What is this conversion of this data into the information? Let us try to see this. Now, guys, to call on for a demo, do they require your name or not? Please tell me, guys. Be interactive. Huh? To call you for a demo, do they require your name or not? Please tell me, guys. Name is mandatory or not?
Yes, it's mandatory.
So we can say it is essential. So we can say the data, from the data they will pick up, they will prepare the information. Name is mandatory. Email ID is required nowadays because as now it's the online trend. Obviously, with the email ID only you will get it. With the email ID you will get it everything. Yes, with the email ID only you will get it everything. The links and all. So we can say email ID is also essential. So we can say email ID. Whereas the next one, what's that? Mobile number is required or not? Yes, if you don't respond to the email ID, mobile number is needed to call you. So mobile number also we can say that's fine. And now course which you are interested for is important or not? Of course, this is also required. So we can say that course is also required. So you can say ADF is the course which you wanted to go ahead. So we can say that the entire info, that is nothing but the entire data, guys, the entire data is converted to what is that? Information. The data is converted towards that information. So this is nothing but as per the requirement of the business, the data is converted towards that information. Whereas on the information, they apply the knowledge. What do you mean by application of knowledge, guys? Application of knowledge is basically a technique we applied here. Okay, so what is this? Basically, let us say for this demo, you have around, we have, okay, 15 students are there. Okay, for this demo, we have 15 students. Out of 15 students, guys, out of 15 students, okay, out of 15 students, 10 are interested to join the evening batch. 10 are interested to join the evening batch. Yes, guys, 10 are interested to join the evening batch. Whereas 5 are interested to join the morning batch. So guys, just if you look into the data and see from the business point of view, Which batch is more profitable? Yes, guys. If you just look into the data and decide it, which batch is more profitable for the MCQ purpose?
Evening batch.
Morning batch. Sorry. Yes, yes, very good. Evening batch. Evening batch. So now, guys, you just look into the data and apply that is something but take a decision. This is not a simple thing. So that means, so you have to apply the knowledge on the data. So let us go into the depth of this. Out of this 10 students who is preferring the evening batch, 5 are okay with the morning batch. 5 are okay with the morning batch, but 5 wants the evening batch only. 5 want what is that? Evening. So whereas if you could able to convert this 5 students who said that is nothing but okay with the morning batch, then what will be your score then here? Your score will be what is that? 5 plus 5. So that means 5 plus 5 means what is it? 10. So now tell me which batch is more beneficial here? Morning or the evening now? Now morning batch. Am I right? So this is nothing but basically the knowledge you applied. That means the technique you applied to convert these 5 students to come onto the morning batch rather than the evening batch. So whereas this is called as the process of business intelligence. This is called as the process of what is that? Business intelligence. Business intelligence. So guys, this business intelligence we apply always on the business, okay, to get the maximum profits, to get what is that? Maximum profits, because all the things we just look into the from the business perspective only, from the business perspective only. So now guys, okay, let us try to take a live example. What exactly the process of data summarization is. So guys, what do you mean by data summarization? Guys, data summarization is a process of summarizing the data in the detailed manner into that is nothing but so converting the data from the detailed manner towards that summarized form to wake up, because always the summarized formed data is used for decision making purpose. Let us say you have been to a supermarket, guys. You have been to a supermarket. Okay, you have been to a supermarket. Now in the supermarket, as you wanted here to cook some vegetable curry, cook some what is that? Cook some vegetable curry. You want to cook some vegetable curry. So okay, okay, cook some vegetable curry here. You want to cook some vegetable curry. Okay, veg curry. You want to cook some veg curry. So now this is your task actually. So for that you have been to the supermarket. Let us say Reliance Fresh. So you have been to the Reliance Fresh. So tell me now, how many type of vegetables will be there? What are the list of vegetables you will have it? Yes, guys. Many vegetables you may have. So let us say you may have some 50 to 60 vegetables will be there. 50 to 60 veg will be there. So are you going to buy all the vegetables or only those vegetables which is required for your cooking the curry? Tell me now, guys. Everyone, you've been to the supermarket, everyone, because your task is to cook some vegetable curry. So you have been to the supermarket. You have around 50 vegetables are available there. Are you going to buy all the 50 vegetables or only those which is required for you?
Those is required for us.
Those required for you. So whereas this is nothing but basically we pick up only those vegetables which is required by you. So whereas guys, picking up picking up picking up the process of vegetables which is required for cooking the curry is called as what? Extraction. Extraction. It is called as what? The process of what is that? Extraction. Only required when you buy it. So that means you pick up. So this is called as the process of what? Extraction. Okay. Extraction is nothing but out of all the 50 vegetables, you will buy only 5 vegetables. Let us say this is called as a process of what? Extraction. Now, guys, the next comes what? Transformation. So, whereas transformation means what? Guys, once you bought the vegetables, you get them home. And what you will do? You will eat the vegetables in the as it is? No. You will first of all wash them, cut them, chop them, and then you will try to cook them, because right now they are into the raw form. You will not eat the raw vegetables. Am I right? Because we are the human. So hence we cook them. We before cooking, what is it we use it? We use the washing, cutting and chopping will be done. Washing, cutting and chopping. Once the washing, cutting and chopping is done, guys, once the washing, cutting and chopping is done, so what you will do, from the raw form of the vegetables, from the raw form of the vegetable, you'll cut them, you will wash them, you'll cut them, chop them. Ultimately, you'll put it them onto the bowl and start cooking. So that means what you're doing, you are converting the raw form vegetables to the cooked form, whereas this is called as the process of what is that? Transformation. Transformation is a process of changing the actual form of the vegetables. So in the same way here also we do it the same process, transformation. Once the transformation is done, what we ultimately, cooking is also the process of transformation only, transforming the data, cooking. Once cooking is done, ultimately what you will do, then you will start eating the data, that is start eating the curry. So this is called as loading. So hence guys, this is the process of what? Extraction, transformation and loading, which we call it as what, guys, which we call it as what? ETL, which is called as what? ETL. That is nothing but called what? Extraction, transformation and loading, where this ETL is used to perform the process of what? Data summarization. What is that? Data summarization. Data summarization. So whereas this data summarization is a process of, okay, converting the detailed data into the required form. Converting the data into what is that? Required form. That is called as what? Data summarization. Okay, data summarization. Whereas here we perform the data summarization by using a service of Microsoft, that is called as what? By using the service of the Microsoft, that is called as what? ADF. That is nothing but called as what? Azure Data Factory. We perform it by using the Azure Data Factory. Let us take a live example now for more understanding. Guys, you have been to the supermarket and you have the following products are there. Product ID is there, then product rate is there, then product quantity sold is there, quantity sold is there, and then you have the product manufacturing date is there, and product expiry is also there. Okay, okay, then you have what the date of sales is there, etc. These are all the information you have it. Let us fill it up. So let's say some 1 2 3, some sample data I'm giving it, some 300 is the rate, and the quantity sold is 10, and the date of manufacturing is, let us say, 01, guys, 01, 01, you can have, okay, 01 01 2023, and then you can say the expiry date is okay, something 01 01 2024. Okay, so then you have what's that? Date of sales. Date of sales, let us give it as today's date. You have it. What is it? 20th of June 2023. That's it. So whereas guys, in the same way, I'm just putting up some other data. That is nothing but the second line. So where you have the second product, the rate is 200, and the date of sales is this one, manufacturing and all these things. You can leave it as it is. But the third one, you have it here, 125, and the rate is 100 rupees, and that's it. The quantity sold is a 20. And now guys, here you have a 02 02 03, and here also 03 02. Yeah, here also you have the following. Now tell me guys, everyone, this is the data. This is called as what? Data. This is called as what, guys? The data, the actual data. You'll get it like this. Whereas you have to know what is the net sales amount. So on this particular date, 20th of 6, 2023, you wanted to know what is the net sales amount. That is, what is the total amount collected? Net sales amount. You require to know the net sales amount. You require to know what is that net sales amount. So now, guys, when you want this net sales amount to be traced out and evaluate here or based on this data, what is the process? So first of all, you have to begin the process of extraction. So this is called as what? Extraction of data. Here it is called as what? Extraction of data. So guys, what you do? You perform the process of extraction of data. So you will perform the process of what? Extraction of data. Extraction of data. So now, guys, tell me, out of all these, what are the columns you require it? Do you require right now to find out the net sales amount? Do you require the product ID? Everyone? Do you require the product ID to find out the net sales?
No need.
No need. You require the rate, guys?
Yes.
In fact, without the rate, you cannot perform the calculation. So hence, you can say that. So you can choose the product rate. Product quantity sold is required here or not?
Yes, yes.
Yes, in fact, the product quantity sold is also required here. So we pick up the product quantity sold. So do you require the manufacturing date?
No.
Do you require the expiry date?
No.
Date of sales?
Yes.
So now, guys, can you see here, out of all these columns, I'm picking up only 3 columns. So this is called as the process of what? Extraction of data. Extraction of data. Now the next one. The next one comes, as I don't have the space here, I'm just typing it here. Transformation. So guys, transformation. Transformation is nothing but what we do here. Here in the process of transformation, we convert, actually, we summarize the data as per the requirement. So now, guys, here I need to find out the net sales amount. So I can perform some what? Calculations on the data. So directly I'll do it from here itself. So guys, 300 is the rate. Quantity sold is what is that you have it? 10. 10. So months, 300 into 10 means what? 3000, I can say. Directly I'm performing some arithmetic operations here. And then I have what is that? 200 is the rate and 10 is the quantity sold. What is it? 200 into 10 means what? 2000. And then you have 100 is the rate, 20 is the that is the new product sold. What is the net amount you'll get it? So totally now, guys, totally what's the net sales amount you get it? Tell me now. 3000, 2000, 5000, 6, 7000. Total you have 7000. So now, guys, this is called as a transformation. So finally, when you go with the loading of the data, guys, loading. Here in the loading process, what you do here, totally, so you'll write it, net sales amount, all of you, net sales amount. Guys, net sales amount. Tell me now, what is the net sales amount, guys? Net sales amount is 7000. Yes, guys. And then the date of sales is also essential. DOS. So when it is sold on 20th of June 2023. So now, guys, this is the thing we have it. So ultimately, so we require to find out this. For finding out this, we have done with the entire this process. Am I right, everyone? Yes, guys, we have done the all above process. So this is called as the extraction, transformation, and loading. So this extraction, transformation, and loading, we perform it here by using the service called ADF. Why this ADF only? Because this is used to transfer the data from the cloud to the on-premises. Whenever you wanted to move the data, guys, whenever you wanted to move the data from the on-premises, that means your mobile phone or SD card, to the cloud environment, the data on very large, as per the requirement, then we go with what is that? The ADF. That is nothing but called as what? Azure Data Factory. So whereas, guys, when you talk about the cloud services, so basically the cloud services is provided in order to work on the cloud data, So here you'll have what is it? Source. Source means what? the place where you actually find the data. So here you can say on premises. On premises is nothing but, don't get confused on this. Study that is, see, this is my laptop. My laptop has the files. So this is becomes what? On premises ultimately. So from the my laptop, I wanted to access the data or put the data onto the that is nothing but put the data onto the Google Drive. So that means I wanted to move the data from, what is that? Google Drive. I wanted to move the data from what? You want to move the data from the on-premises to, what is that? Cloud environment. So now this is cloud environment is called as your target. So between the source and the target, guys, everybody, between the source and the target, we apply the ADF. That is called as what? Azure Data Factory. Okay. Azure Data Factory. That's it, guys. Okay. So this is the okay. So this is the thing you have it. What's it? Azure Data Factory. So we can say that Azure Data Factory is used to perform the process of ETL, which is nothing but the data summarization, which is called as what? Data summarization. Wherein, guys, when we talk about the cloud services, basically the services of the cloud is classified into three categories. The first one is called as what? IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Second one is what? PaaS, platform as a service. The third one is what? SaaS, software as a service. These are the three services provided here. That means any cloud provider, you have it. What is that? IaaS means what? Infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure means what? You require some space on the memory to store it on the Google Drive or onto the anyone. Then this is called as what? It comes under the infrastructure. Yeah, that is something, but I want the 1000 PIB of data, that is petabyte of data, I wanted to store it. That comes under what? Infrastructure as a service. And then you what's that? Platform as a service. Platform means what? Operating system, guys. I want some, see, the banking data will be very huge. And I wanted to operate that banking data not on the Windows. Windows does not support much for the, is not user friendly for the banking data. So it's a very heavy data. So at that time, we go with what? Instead of Windows operating system, we go with what? Mainframes. So now here you need not worry. Here mainframes from IBM. So here you need not worry about the, guys, here you need not worry about the that is nothing but the operating system, changing of the operating system. Simply you need to inform your cloud provider. He will change it from the Windows to the mainframe. Software as a service. Whenever you require any software, you need not install it. Simply you require to inform your cloud provider. The cloud provider is going to buy that software for you and install it and give it to you as a service. So here you need not worry about the license, everything, guys. Everything will be taken care by the cloud provider. So basically, we have the three market leaders who are into this cloud business right now, who is ruling the market. The first one is called as the Azure from Microsoft. Azure from Microsoft. And then you have the second one that is called as what? GCP, Google Cloud Platform from Google. Whereas the third one you have, what is that? AWS, Amazon Web Services. This is from Amazon. These are the three main cloud providers. Apart from this, you have many more in the market. Like you have Alibaba is there, which is a China-based company. They are also into this cloud providing. And then you have, what is that? SAP Cloud is there. Oracle has come out with their own, that is Oracle Cloud, etc. Guys, these are all the that is nothing but cloud provider. But these three are the market leaders, and out of all this, Azure is leading the market right now, because the same services whichever it is provided by the Amazon, before Amazon was ruling the market, now it has overcome, the Azure has overcome the Amazon, and now we are using the Azure, because the Azure is more cheaper and more flexible onto this comparatively with AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. So this is how we are going to see. So now, guys, when we talk about this, the Azure or the cloud, guys, you don't require to install any kind of softwares, etc. Simply you need to take the subscription here. Subscription, it is just like you go with the Amazon Prime, guys. Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Hotstar, these are all OTT platforms. Simply what we require to do, whenever you wanted to buy a whenever you wanted to watch a movie, guys, simply what we do, we log in onto this, and simply we see the movie as it is, whichever we require it. If you want to see the latest movies, you require to take the premium subscription. So we take the premium subscription by paying some cost, and we buy it. So and we use it. That's it. So in the same way here also, guys, the same process we have it. That is nothing but we use the Azure or GCP or Amazon Web Services. So here we are going to see the Azure. And when we talk about the ADF, ADF is one of the service provided by the Microsoft Azure to perform the process of data summarization. So you know what is data summarization? Yes, guys, data summarization. So it performs the job of data summarization. It performs the process of data integration. It performs the job of data integration, data summarization, and also it performs the process of data migration as well. Data visualization is different process, guys. So all this is done by the ADF, that is called as the Azure Data Factory. So as a part of this course, we are going to see the Azure Data Factory. Yes, guys, we are going to see the Azure Data Factory. We are going to see the Azure Data Factory with all the case studies on it. That means every day how this ADF is implemented on in the real time with real life scenarios. We are going to see it. Okay, data will be the normal data, but the scenario will be the that is realistic only, in the same way we apply it in the real time. And the duration of this course would be 60 hours, guys. That is 60 hours. Every week you will have the classes from Monday to Friday, and Saturdays and Sundays you will not have the class. Okay, Saturday and Sunday you will not have the class. So mostly you will not have the class on Saturdays and Sundays, but Monday to Friday, if it is required, very much essential, we'll also have it on Saturday. Okay? So that's the thing we have it, guys. So that's it about this course. And about this, tomorrow I will show you the how to subscribe it, how to take the okay subscription and all those things. I'll show it tomorrow. How to start with this Azure, what are the things you require to have it. Okay, and configuration and all these things knows as such. Normal PC you can use it here for this one. You don't require to have any particular configuration as you had it in the previous. When you want to learn any software, you require what is the configuration is required to install this, all these things. This is not really required. The normal data is normal, these things you can install it. That's it. Okay. That's it, guys. And when it comes to this, my experience, see, I have around 10 years of experience in IT and 3+ onto this cloud. Okay, and that's it. So about my profile, and if you have any questions, you can go ahead now and ask me, please.
So, Samir, this training means whatever you teach, this video recordings or any kind of notes that will be provided along with the course.
Yes, video recordings, videos will be provided to you. You can take the videos on a daily basis. You will receive the video after the class, and notes and all running notes will be there. Apart from this, material will also be provided to you on ADF.
Okay, and we can means the videos are definitely it cannot be downloaded, but whatever material will be provided that we can download onto our system, correct?
Yes, yes, you can download that.
Okay.
That you can download. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hi sir, Jain this side.
Yes.
Sir, I have seen the one more course like full stack engineer, Azure data engineer full stack.
Yes.
So, which is the better means this or that means which one? I'm
Typically,
little bit
Azure,
confused.
yeah, Azure data engineering full stack means all, everything will be covered in
Okay,
that.
Okay.
Everything will be covered in that. And this
Okay.
everything will be covered. But when you cover everything,
Mhm.
obviously, 100% of everything is not possible to provide. So
Okay.
basically, it's not possible to provide 100% of the subjects. If you want to, if you're learning this one individually, the taste will be obviously different. The flavor will be already obviously you'll be going into the detail of this.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. So you said that means one thing we cover means
yeah,
ADF, ADB, and
yeah.
synapse.
Individually also we have the batches for
Yeah.
ADF, ADB, and SIDAPs also. We have individual batches is also there. And
Okay.
full stack batch is also there, and as well as you have this Azure Data Factory. Right now we are into this Azure Data Factory. Even you have the Azure that is data engineering full stack is also going to start from tomorrow morning
Right. Right.
at 11
But
o'clock.
but
11
it's not possible at 11 o'clock office.
yeah, so
So
that's it.
that's
So right now we don't have
okay.
early morning batch is not there, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have this
Okay.
one. Okay, so
So
but
so I will start with this ADF
yes,
like
that's better.
6:30 batch.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay, sir.
yeah, tell me.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes. No problem.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me, please.
Yes, Samir, this is Ali. Samir, currently I'm working in a Oracle platform. Okay.
Okay.
Which is it's better? It's ADF or Databricks to my career growth.
Basically, when you talk about the Azure Data Factory or the Databricks, basically Azure Data Factory is a menu driven. So you don't, it's a very menu driven, user friendly, and a very flexible thing which is provided the very first time into this, where you can perform the process of ETL without using the coding. Without using the coding, the level of coding will be almost all zero. You
Okay.
don't require to
We
have the
don't
knowledge.
require any SQL also,
You
like
don't
prior
require
SQL.
even SQL. Obviously, SQL is essential for everything.
Yeah.
SQL is essential. That is obviously because that's a type of, it has become the mother of all. Okay. So
Okay.
SQL is essential. That up to whatever it is required, we will take up in the class itself, the SQL. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And basically, you don't require to type here the manual coding or this thing like that by using the SQL as we do it in some other languages or other softwares. So everything will be menu driven here. But Azure Databricks, what we talk about, that is totally a code based where you write the coding on the PySpark, Python plus Spark. That is obviously you will have to put your more efforts on that. Okay.
Okay. But
Up,
it will work the same like ETL. Both.
yeah, it will work the same way. It will
Okay.
work the same way. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah. Any other questions? So somebody asked me, do we require to pay some subscription on this one for ADF? Yes. Basically, when you talk about the subscription, you will have the free subscription. Free subscription means only 2 rupees will be charged initially for the first 45 days, okay, to 2 months. Then if you want, you can, go with the pay as you go model. Even if you use the pay as you go model, it will not charge you more than 7 to 800, okay, per month if you use it. I'll show you how to reduce the cost and all. And if not that, the other way is that you change your debit or credit card, because debit card is sufficient now. Credit card is not needed. Okay. So you can take the subscription with the debit card as well. So you can change the debit card, change the mail ID, new subscription, you take it. Till the time you are perfect. Obviously, when you go to the real time tomorrow, you will not have this free subscription order. Obviously, you'll have the corporate enterprise version will be there. So, and this cost will be borne by the company itself. Okay, so that's it. Any
Samir, one thing, if suppose after we go for ADF and ADB, so for ADB, is it mandatory to have knowledge of Spark and Python and everything?
Yeah, of course, but even without that, I'll take up this. First of all, I'll take up the basics of this. Python, Spark, and SQL, I'll take up the basics of this. Then we'll move ahead with the coding.
Okay.
That is different procedure, and this is different procedure. You have it. So even you cannot start this Databricks without the basics. But here, basics is without the basics also, you can go ahead and later you can upgrade yourself. That's not a thing in ADF.
And from a career perspective, which tool has more openings, ADF or ADB?
See, basically, when you talk about this ADF or ADB, basically in a project, when the project is going on, for the data ingestion process, that means for extraction of the data, for transformation of the data, mostly we use the ADF only. Whereas further, after the transformation, your visualization is there. Visualization means the data analysis and all. That is more flexibly we do it using the Databricks. So anyways, in a project, ADF and ADB both are used, okay. But it is up to us, we go ahead with which one, okay. Because every service will have its own demand. We can't say this is not used or this is not required, basically.
And where does Synapses come into picture?
Synapse is the data warehouse of Azure, basically. It is the data warehouse of Azure. So that is a totally different concept we have it, wherein it has the feature of ADF as well. If you go with the Synapse, okay, ADF features are there, and visualization features, business intelligence, application of business intelligence, application of artificial intelligence, application of decision making, all this reporting, all this we do it using the Synapse, basically.
Thank you.
So that's it, guys. So we'll start up the classes from tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m., 6:30 to 7:30. This will be a standard timings. Okay. So there shall be
Yes,
no
Samir,
other changes in the timings. Yeah.
yes, Samir. So one question, Prashant this side. So
Okay.
are we going to get the basic idea of Azure Databricks and Synapses in this course?
Basic, obviously, I will show you one scenario, or 2 to 3 scenarios also I'll show you.
Okay, okay. And one more thing, actually, I am from testing background, actually. How beneficial it is for me?
Basically, you're into this manual testing or
Yeah, manual testing, ETL testing only, actually.
okay.
Yeah,
So basically, if you want to switch over to this cloud,
yeah.
this is the best thing to start with. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Everyone, thanks for attending. So we'll just continue tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Same link.
Yeah.
Link will be the same. You can attend it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Samir.